All right, YouTube, it's Daryl with Sinister Suspension here in Penticton, BC. Today's video is going to be on detailing your bike. I don't care what make, model, year, doesn't matter. At some point you're going to want to detail your bike. I don't care if it's a crotch rocket or whatever. Quick disclaimer on this video. I'm going to show you some things that work for me. Well, Axel's going to be with me as well because he's shop dog tonight. I'm going to show you some things that work for me. Everybody's going to have an opinion on whether or not they work or you're supposed to do this, but the disclaimer is I'm going to show you what works for me on a clear coat shiny finish on my 2018 Streetglide. If you have a denim paint job, do not listen to anything that I'm about to say because some of the stuff I'm going to use or do more than likely isn't what Harley or anybody in the detail world would recommend you do to a denim paint job. So first thing I like to do, I've got a bunch of chemicals and stuff here I'll go through real quickly, but what I like to do is take the seat off the bike, obviously take the bags off. I only took one off because I'm just kind of showing you what I do. And obviously I call them my winter fronts. You wouldn't have your winter fronts on because you're gonna wanna hose this thing down. So I don't use a pressure washer, I just use the hose bib in my garage with a good spray nozzle, and that's all I use. First thing I do is I use spray nine. Yeah, I know it's probably not environmentally friendly, but I don't really care. I ride a Harley, so it's more than likely not that environmentally friendly as well. I put my spray nine in a little spray bottle, little hand pump spray bottle, which is environmentally friendly. And what I use that for is I spray down around the brake calipers because you get a lot of brake dust and stuff in here, inside the wheels because you get a lot of dust and road grime in the wheels. But I also spray inside all the cooling fins in the engine. I spray it around anywhere if I've done an any oil changes or a service, like around where the filter housing and stuff is, you'll get a bunch of oil in there, I'll spray in there. And this stuff works like magic. Honestly, if you just use the hose bib and a good spray nozzle, you'll spray that spray nine out after you've sprayed it on, and it'll clean whatever's in there completely out. Your bike will look like brand new. I've never seen or had anything inside the cooling fins, whether it was grease, oil, anything, even on a used bike that I bought where a guy didn't maintain it, where I could spray nine in it, hit it with a hose bib, and boom, it was gone. You guys out there that don't clean your bikes, and I see a ton of dirty bikes out on the road, you stress me out. Because, I mean, these things are stunning and they're beautiful. Clean your goddamn bike. They're meant to be clean and look good. So, and it gets you personal with your bike. You can't see leaks if your bike's all dirty and stuff. At least if you have a clean bike and you're down there hand washing it, you can see if you got any leaks or any maintenance issues. While you're in there, you can check your brakes, you can check your belt tensions, stuff like that while you're doing it. So I use spray nine. So once you've got the spray nine hosed off there, I wet down the bike, and please do not use the spray hose on the back side of your fairing, your whole dash and instrument console. You're gonna end up shorting something out. So I hand wipe that with another product later. I get my handy dandy bucket and I put in the Turtle Wax Zip Wax. I love this stuff. I use it on my vehicle. I washed my Ford Ranger today and it's sparkling like a diamond in a goat's ass. So I mean, this stuff works really good. It's not only a soap and it gets really nice and bubbly if you mix it right, but it puts a little bit of a wax finish on it, so it's easier to get bugs off next time. I just use a regular old 5-gallon pail. I've got a couple of different wash mitts that I like to use. I use the smooth one on the paint. I use the rough one on my wheels and around the rough bits underneath. Also in the bottom of my bucket, you can probably see that little honeycomb thing in there. That keeps the sponges and everything up off the bottom of the pail, so any road grime I do transfer into the pail falls down past that, and at least it's not on your sponge or your rag all the time. So what I like to do is I like to soap the whole bike down, hand wash it, get in all the cracks and crevices, wash the exhaust, get everything nice and clean on it, and then once again use the hose bib to rinse it off. When I'm done rinsing my bike, I've got a couple of old shower towels. They work fantastic for drying the bike off. You can get all the water off of it and stuff because nobody loves water spots. Water spots are terrible. So I wipe it all down. Shop dog, he's watching what we're doing here, so it makes me nervous sometimes. So I wipe it all down, and then when I'm done drying my bike off, I really like to use this product right here. Meguiar's Quick Wax, their ultimate quick wax. I've used this on my hot rods, on my pickups, on my bikes. I use it on everything because it sprays on just like Windex. You're gonna wanna shake it before you use it, but it sprays on like Windex. And then you take your chamois, your nice chamois, and you just rub it around real good. And then what you can do after is I like to go after with a nice little, lint-free cloth and just give it a polish. And what it does is it gives it a super slick, smooth finish. Like it's just like it come out of the detail shop, like someone hand waxed it. It just makes it easier to wash the bugs off next time. It also keeps a little bit of the road grime and dust off. So your wash job does kind of last a little bit longer. And I use it everywhere. I use it on the chrome, I use it on the stainless, I use it on the paint. It works on the backside of the instrument cluster, everything. The windshield, I even do my windshield with it. And it's got a bit of an anti-static in it, so you don't get a whole bunch of road grime and dust that clings to all the, the lucite products and plastic and whatever. Another product I like using on my bike is this Mother's Leather Care. This leather cream. What you do is I rub it into my seat. Yeah, I know it's not a leather seat. It's not just made for leather. It does work on marine grade vinyl, etc. I rub it on here, and this seat just looks brand new every time. You want to be really careful what you use on your seat, because if you use like the quick wax, your seat's going to be slippery. You're going to jump on the throttle and you're going to slide right off the backside of your bike. So make sure you use the right products. Just so everybody knows, anybody that's bought a new bike from a dealership, typically the Harley dealer will give you this cool little bike care kit. It's got some neat things in it too. I don't use these products myself, but if you had a denim paint job from Harley, you may really want to look into using some of their products on their paint, especially if you're under warranty. I think that's about it, guys. I mean, after you wipe it down, you just pop your seat back on, pop your saddlebags back on, and if you don't have those items on your bike, you don't have to worry about it. But those are some of the products I use. Just a quickie, when these bikes come from factory, they come with reflectors on the back of the saddlebags, and all Harleys in Canada come with reflectors down on the lower fork tubes. I like to remove those. So what I like to use is I've got a heat gun that I use. So I use my heat gun to get rid of to peel that reflector off. It's just a double-sided tape that they stick them on with. But what ends up happening is you end up with you'll end up with a shadow when they're on any painted part. And what you do is you end up with a bit of glue left behind on the lower fork tubes, as well as the painted parts, but they also leave a shadow. So typically what I like to use is I like to use the 3M decal remover, but I couldn't find any, so I ran out. I had to go buy this. So it's just a professional strength label and sticker remover, and you spray it on there with a towel, and you just kind of work away till all the glue's gone. And then what I like to use is I will hit the power polisher in a couple of steps. I'll maybe use the paint restoration to maybe take the shadow off, and then I'll hit it with some finishing glaze just to polish up wherever the reflectors and stuff were on there. I think it makes the bike look sexier. Nobody wants to be running around with their bicycle reflectors on their Harley. I mean, some people don't care. I do. I like those things removed. It gives the bike a little more sleek look. Maybe sinister would be the word you'd use. A little more sinister look. So just a couple of things, guys. Keep your bikes clean, because guys like me with a bit of OCD, it drives me nuts when I see you parked in a parking lot and your bike is filthy. It drives me bananas. I just want to break out all my detail stuff and wash your bike right there. So any questions or comments, put them below. If you guys are looking for Olean suspension, you know who to call. I'm the guy. So let's get you guys riding on some good Oleans, and let's ride some clean bikes out there.